Hello everyone, this is Vibhu from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Government Engineering College, Bharatpur. Today we will understand about atomic force microscopy. Now, as the name suggests, a device which is understanding the atomic behavior, or you can say a device which is analyzing the you can say atomic behavior on a microscopic level. So that is known as atomic force microscopy. Now, what this device is, how it works, what are the different modes of operation, what are the advantages or disadvantages of this particular technique, or you can say what are the potential applications of this particular device. This all we are going to analyze in detail today. You can see this figure which is suggesting that there is a cantilever which is either in contact or non-contact mode with this sample, or you can say a substrate on which we have deposited a thin film, or something you can say we are analyzing the powder material. We are analyzing the behavior of the powder material. Behavior in the sense like what is the overall alignment of the atoms and so on. And this cantilever is basically analyzing this force, and this laser deflection, whatever the deflection in this laser beam, that is being analyzed with the help of this photodiode. So this all we are going to analyze today. So how about the outline? What we are going to understand, this overview, how it works, what is the principle of its working, then what are the different modes of operation. There are three modes: contact mode, non-contact mode, and then we have a third mode which is in between contact mode and non-contact mode, that is known as tapping mode. Then what are the advantages, or you can say disadvantages, you can say what are the challenges that we have in this particular technique, and then potential applications. Now, atomic force microscopy, this is also known as scanning force microscopy or scanning probe microscopy, so SPM or SFM. It's a very high resolution technique that provides, you can say, resolution of the order of 1000 times better as compared to the diffraction limit, optical diffraction limit. So we can get a resolution of nanometer scale with the help of this technique. This causes whatever be the atomic forces are there. We can see these are the atoms alignment, and whatever be the atomic force is there, because of that there is a bending of the cantilever. We can see this is the surface, and this is the line scan. This is the cantilever which is scanning or analyzing this surface. So this is the tip of this cantilever. This tip is made of very hard material, and generally silicon nitride is used so that it will not break under any circumstance. This laser beam, this cantilever is basically either in contact mode or non-contact mode or in tapping mode. It is analyzing this surface alignment of the atoms. So when it is in contact or non-contact mode or tapping mode, it is going through this surface like this, and whatever be the alignment of the atom is there, surface morphological behavior is there, so that we are analyzing with the help of this screen. So this laser beam is continuously on this cantilever beam, whatever be the deflection of this laser beam, because somewhere the atoms are aligned in some fashion, somewhere the atoms are aligned in some different fashion. So whatever be the alignment of the atoms are there, we are that surface morphology we are getting because of the deflection of this beam, and that deflection is basically detected with the help of this photodetector. So this tip is continuously you can say in contact, non-contact or tapping mode. Now by just visualization of this particular picture, you can have an imagination like when it is in contact mode, because it is in contact with the surface, so it can make the surface rough. So it means we don't prefer to analyze the surface morphology with the help of this contact mode. Reason being, we will not be able to analyze the that particular sample for other analysis because our surface get rough. However, in non-contact mode, that has some disadvantages as well. So we used to prefer in tapping mode. How tapping mode? Like film is in contact or non-contact mode, both. Like it will contact, then it will go up. It will contact, then it will go up. It will contact, then it will go up, and so on. So by analyzing it, we will analyze the overall deflection, and based on that, we will have a graphical analysis which will give us overall what is the surface morphology, what is the overall grain size of the atoms, and so on. So this is the basic overview of this particular AFM. Now this is what I explained to you. A sharp probe is scanned across the surface. It senses the interatomic forces that occur between a tip and a substrate. This is our substrate on which we have deposited the thin film. Now this cantilever is continuously in contact, so it is sensing the interatomic forces between a probe. Say whatever be the forces are acting on it, senses it. Now this beam deflection is basically further sensed by this photodiode. So beam deflection detection is there. So up and down movement of the tip is recorded with the help of this collision sensing diode. So there is a feedback circuit also, which help us to detect if any kind of error is there within the circuit. Now this is the graphical analysis. We can see the graph. This graph has three portions. The first portion is basically contact mode. Second portion is intermittent mode, and the third portion is non-contact mode. Now this red region is giving us the indication of contact mode. We can see in both the graphs are same. Somewhere we have whatever be the nomenclature, or you can say whatever be the details we have mentioned in both the graphs. They are almost same. Just for your convenience, I have make them two. So here this is the contact mode. We used to call it repulsive region. So above 0, whatever be the portion is there, that is basically repulsive region, and below 0, that is attractive region. Or you can say above 0 we have a contact region, and below 0 we have a non-contact region. So in between above 0 and below 0 we have this particular region that is known as intermittent mode. Now we can analyze this graph, below graph. This is contact mode. From here we start with the non-contact mode, and in between this contact and non-contact mode we have intermittent mode. We used to prefer to analyze the behavior of our samples with the help of this intermittent mode, which is known as tapping mode. We don't prefer contact mode, as we studied that it makes our sample rough. We don't prefer non-contact mode because we don't get exact behavior. We used to prefer intermittent mode, wherein tip come in contact with the sample, immediately go up, come in contact with the sample, go up, go down, go up, and so on. Now this graph is basically in between the forces that are acting at the interatomic level, and whatever be the separation of the tip, separation of that silicon nitride tip from the sample. So this graph is basically between the force and the distance that the tip is maintaining from the sample. So force versus distance, this graph is. This is the repulsive region. Now why this is called as repulsive region? Because tip is in very hard contact with the surface. So forcing are basically repelling that particular tip. Now this region is away from the surface. This tip here in this region, the tip is away from the surface, so there is no deflection at all. So as we are moving away from the surface, there is no deflection at all. Now in this region, this is the intermittent region. So we are basically making contact or making non-contact and so on. So this region is known as the attractive region, wherein tip is pulled towards the surface. So how we are analyzing? Because atomic forces relies on the forces between the tip and the sample. So this impacts the overall imaging of the AFM. This we don't. It doesn't mean that whatever be the force is there between the interatomic, between the atom, that is we are measuring directly. No, we are basically measuring the deflection because of that forces, deflection of the lever that occurs because of the forces between the atoms. So that is basically given by the Hooke's law, which we have mentioned here. F is equal to minus kz, where F is nothing but the force, k is the stiffness of the lever, and z is the distance between the lever that the lever got bent. Negative sign indicates that whether we are moving, that overall behavior is negative in the nature. Now these are the modes I mentioned. The deflection of the cantilever is kept in this mode is constant. Non-contact mode, the tip is oscillated at a resonance frequency and the amplitude of oscillation is kept constant. So here we can see deflection of the cantilever is constant. Here the oscillation is constant. Amplitude of the oscillation is constant. Our tapping mode, or we can say intermittent mode, it is somewhere in between contact and non-contact mode. So we used to prefer this mode. So this is the comparison between these three modes. Because the tip is in contact, so obviously adhesive and frictional forces come into the picture. In non-contact mode, it generally provides low resolution, so we don't prefer it. So we prefer this mode because it provides one of the better resolution, and it is very excellent for the analyzing the biological samples. because it can damage sample, or you can say distort our sample, distort our data, or we don't provide contact mode. But one advantage is this contact mode provides us. What is that advantage? It can provide us fast scanning and high resolution, but because of fast scanning, obviously it will damage our sample. So this is the typical differentiate between the contact mode, non-contact mode, and tapping mode. We can see with the help of a figure. Here the tip is in contact. Here the tip is not in contact, and here these three modes are analyzing. It is in contact or it is not in contact. So middle one is indicating the intermittent mode. So it is in contact or somewhere it is in non-contact. So these are the three basically modes. Now this figure basically demonstrates the overall feedback mechanism, how this feedback mechanism is controlling the error, if any, in the analyzing of the surface morphological behavior of the samples. So this is the sample we have, how this AFM tip, this is the cantilever on which we have a silicon nitride tip. This laser deflection is basically analyzing with the help of this photo detector, and we have a feedback control mechanism which is basically used to control the error, if any, in the system. Now these are the advantages. What are the advantages? You have already analyzed, like sub-nanometer resolution can be achieved, like optical diffraction limit with the help of this AFM technique. Now this technique and one more technique that we yet to analyze, that are scanning electron microscopy or scanning tunneling microscopy, where like in scanning tunneling microscopy, sample need to be conductive. So in AFM it is not required, and like that of electron microscopy, we have two electron microscopy. One is tunneling electron microscopy, and one more we have scanning electron microscopy. So that we analyze after this particular technique. So in electron microscopy, we need to coat our samples so as to analyze the behavior of the electron striking on the samples. So we can say that our sample got minimum damaged, subject to the condition that we are not using the we are not analyzing the sample in contact mode. And one of the biggest advantages of this particular technique is that there is no specific preparation is required for the sample to be analyzed with the help of AFM. So these are the advantages of AFM, and how the applications, wide range of applications ranging from analyzing the thin films or materials to the biological samples. Then it is suitable for the biomedical research or gene therapy, or you can say force measurement we can do in field solvent environments. Then we can surface frictional forces can also be analyzed with the help of this AFM, or study of the antibody antigen binding structures can be also be done with the help of this AFM. So this is all about AFM, how it works, what is the principal mode of operation, what are the different modes, which mode is basically preferred, what are the advantages, and how basically it analyzes the surface morphological behavior, what are its potential applications, and what are its disadvantages and all. So this is all about AFM. Just go through it. If you have any doubt, drop me a message. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.